would you purposely contract HIV for this job
Yes.
and not be able to use the right medication for it
Yes.
till it progresses till AIDS?
Yes.
Then you die.
Yes.
Okay. You see,
Bill, your interviews are so easy.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, bro.
There's like a hidden question or like a hidden meaning behind some of these questions that you're trying to get at and trick somebody. But it's just Billy being like, yo, straight up, would you kill somebody for this job? Yeah. Welcome back to NANODOSing, Tuesday's Macrodosing. It is May 9th. 5'9", happy 5'9" to all my perfectly average sized kings out there. This is our day. Don't let anyone take it away from you. On today's NANODOSing, we're going to cover Big T's weekend with Taylor Swift. We're really going to dive deep into Taylor Swift. We're also going to get into Elizabeth Holmes, or as she's known now, Liz Holmes, and her glowing puff piece in the New York Times that came out over the weekend. Really wide-ranging topic of discussion, and also some fraternity, sorority, inside baseball stuff. So big episode starting now.
If y'all ever want to watch the greatest press conference of all time, Google University of Tennessee butt-chugging lawyer press conference. It's the greatest press conference ever given.
Like he was the lawyer for like
he was
a
the
fraternity?
lawyer for the frat guys who got kicked off campus or whatever for butt chugging, and it is hysterical.
Like
our soft.
Can we start the? Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording.
We delete all that.
Can we start the episode with just Big T saying that sentence of the greatest press conference ever?
Yeah, of course.
So I kind of agree with Billy though that hazing should be allowed if it's consensual. It's, you know what it is. This is 50 Shades of Grey. This is Billy just like
No, we're
Billy
not
just
talking about the hazing.
forcing people to have a great time and party. If you consent to it, like I could actually see a world where maybe I ain't gone out and partied in a while and I want to really let the hair down, have a blast, and I'm like, man, I really wish I had a drinking coach, like somebody that would get me, fucked up and show me a good time. Getting locked in Billy's basement with a keg of beer would actually be fun for probably about 3 hours.
That didn't happen. I don't know.
That
what you're
didn't happen
talking
though.
about. Stop.
Sophomore year of college at Miami, we got in like national trouble. Paul Ryan's fraternity, he went to Miami. Paul Ryan's fraternity got in trouble because they were paddling people with nails. And so there were like pictures of people's asses going around the campus of just black and blue.
The frat guys, like playing on a football team, we'd hear all these crazy frat hazing stories from our friends who went to big schools. And it just kind of sounds weird. Like all the hazing was supposed to be like fun, like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like,
I mean, frats.
The weird beating shit I never got. And like, I guess some people are just really fucking sadistic.
Yeah.
And they like get off on like, who the hell wants to beat a guy's ass with a paddle? Like,
right. Well, and
that's
then
just fucking weird.
The whole thing, because I would ask like my guy friends that were in frats, I'm like, why would you want to do this? Like in sororities, we just give you free shirts and like we pay for meals and stuff. Like, why would you want to be mean? And they're like, well, my big was mean to me, so then it's like it's just a cycle that no one's willing to end. It's like, well, my big was mean to me and paddled me, and so now I have to do that to my little.
The thing is, I didn't like looking at all that stuff. I didn't understand how much power frats had on a campus.
So much
in different, like until I went like to one and saw that. Oh my god, like people, it's actually controlling like if you can hook up with chicks. Like
1,000%.
It was, which is so
in what
weird.
way?
No, it's like if you like these girls from this sorority and like inter sorority politics, like they're gonna make sure you hook up with these guys from this frat so that they keep having mixers. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah, like if PFT, like if a girl in my sorority, this would happen. If a girl in my sorority was dating a guy who was, let's call it, in a bottom tier frat, like a not as cool frat, then you would look down on her and be like, well, why are you dating him? Like, doesn't matter who the quality of the guy is, but like if you were dating someone in a not as cool frat, then they're like, oh my god. Or in vice versa, if like we were in the middle, I was a very average sorority, so if you were dating someone way up, like in the frat rankings, then it was like, oh, she's the shit. Like, all of it has to do with that.
But you
and
also
then,
know that all of his brothers are talking shit about you all the time.
right, because then you have to think about it the other way. You're dating down. And so then it's like, all of this politics of like, if we get enough girls to date guys in this fraternity, then we can fraternity and sorority mix with these frats and then boost our rankings.
And then the thing is, the cool frats are the ones with the highest dues because they throw the biggest parties. And then basically it's just, you know,
right.
No one's getting laid off
system.
of merit.
Right.
This is the caste system all over again.
And then there was Greek rank, which basically was like Reddit for fraternities and sororities, and you would leave anonymous messages like, oh my god, like Kappa Delta has the ugliest girls ever, no one ever hook up with them. And then like girls would be like, oh my gosh, my friend got roofied at Sigma Chi, never go back to Sigma Chi, blah blah blah. It would just be like constant back and forth on Greek rank.
This sounds like the worst time ever. It sounds like the stupidest shit of all time. It was
the funniest thing when like me and my football buddies would go visit a big school and we just somehow get into a frat party. Because at the time,
you're the shit.
No, like people still remember
Billy's football. Billy football's barnstorming tour.
Like what? And then we get into the frat parties, but then all of a sudden,
doors
the frat
open. It was like
would just
Red Sea part.
And
Billy steps on campus at any major state school in America, and they're like, "Let's roll out the red carpet. Billy's here, guys."
No, anyway. So then. All of a sudden, but that would end up in a lot of bad situations because my friends would be in these frats and the frat brothers would be like, who the fuck are you? And then they'd all just swarm like some sort of hive mentality to like get into these huge, like just like.
Well, because guys.
And they're all really small because they don't work out anymore.
Guys weren't allowed to go to other fraternities parties. So if you were in Sig Chi, you couldn't go to a Pike party or Alpha Delta party or whatever. So you got to stick with your guys. But like girls could go to whatever tiered party. So it's like I couldn't go to a top tier party, but I could go to like any other party.
This shit sounds like gangs, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of white gang.
They just with Greek letters. Throw up your sign, Mad Dog.
KD.
Yeah.
To the camera.
Yeah, I have a secret handshake and everything.
Yeah, this is a gang. You were in a gang.
Kinda. I have my letters. I have my secret. I have secret like sayings that no one else knows. Like if I say AOT, like you don't know what that means. And then I have my secret handshake.
Was there a secret initiation to this?
Yep, I had an initiation.
Okay, that's another check mark for the gang.
I had to wear all white.
Did you ever provide alcohol?
Repeat that one more time.
Did I ever provide alcohol to anyone underage? Yes.
No, Big T's question.
Yeah, we all had to wear all white at our initiation. No.
Oh, interesting.
No hoods. No hoods.
What were those three letters again? Were they? You said Kappa.
Kappa Delta. No more than 1K.
I bet you guys rode horses a lot. You had a lot of horse girls in here.
No.
What were your ranks
so you
called?
did provide. So really, you're also like running a alcohol trafficking organization as well. These are gangs. I think we need to shut the whole Greek system down until we can figure out what the hell's going on.
The Bama Rush Doc is about to do that.
Am I crazy or is it illegal for sororities to throw parties? Where did I hear that? Did sororities not throw parties?
Sororities didn't at my school because we didn't have houses, but that.
Where did I read that?
I don't think it's illegal.
Also, isn't there like a crazy building code?
No. I know where Billy's going with this.
Ted Bundy?
No.
Isn't there a reason why there's different? Wait. Ted Bundy.
So the old urban legend.
What?
Yeah. So there's the Ted Bundy one, but there's also the urban legend that you can't have more than like 5 women living together in a single like dorm.
No, that's not what.
Apartment.
We all know that's true.
Because
that was
a brothel, which is not true.
That was a rule at Miami.
Every town says that. No. Every college, Mad Dog. Every college town in America says this exact same thing. It's an urban legend.
That's not what I was saying.
Real.
That's not, I was saying. Isn't there like a Ted Bundy sorority house?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like they have to have locks on every single floor to prevent.
I didn't have a sorority house. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Totally. Probably wrong about that, but I remember hearing something like that.
No,
you know what? I want to talk to either a sorority member or a fraternity member who, after they graduate from college, still abides by these same arbitrary rules. Like finds out that his bro's dating like a girl from Alpha Phi or whatever. He's like, dude, you got to dump her. He's like, we're 35.
They do in the South, bro. They have weddings where they put both of their sorority and fraternity letters on the cake. I found out about this recently. It is wild.
Oh, well, the South's so intense.
And all the Southern weddings are just literally both the fraternity and sorority. That's the only people invited. Like if you're like, and besides family.
Yeah.
And then
I mean like somebody that like really abides by those rules as dating standards too.
No, seriously, they still do. They're like, oh my God, you're dating that girl? She was in like not our sorority. And like basically the weddings turn into mixers. Like, is it in this true?
I don't think that's true. No,
I
I think you know
literally-
one person who that happened to.
I heard this was several.
Okay, so
That I
this
don't
is
know.
this is
Basically
all
someone-
anecdotal based on people
No,
you
someone
know.
I know is on like the Southern wedding circuit because they married a Southern person.
The circuit.
The circuit. That's how he
The
describes
Southern
it.
wedding circuit.
The Southern wedding circuit. He's like, yeah, dude, like I'm going to weddings every weekend and they just all these weird sorority fraternity stuff. And I'm just an outsider because I'm from the North.
Okay, so I'm sure that it happens pretty frequently if you get married to somebody that went to your same school and you were in a frat while she was in a sorority, and then you incorporate the letters and you've got all the brothers and sisters and stuff there. I'm sure that happens a lot. Also in black fraternities and black sororities, those are like at the weddings, those are featured really prominently. There's all these different routines and traditions that you have to do at a wedding where they incorporate like a certain song or a certain dance that goes along with it, call and response, things like that. That's definitely true too. But I mean, I would like to talk to somebody who's like a 35-year-old ex-frat boy. I guess once in a frat, always in a frat is how this guy would think, but somebody that maintains those standards based on what his college's good and bad sororities were, and still chastises his bros for dating down. I want to talk to a person like that.
Yeah, that's a big. I mean, again, I went to school in the North, so it wasn't nearly as big as it is like in Bama or, the SEC. But because I'm sure like Big T has experiences more than I do with that.
Zero. This whole conversation has enraged me, actually.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe
Billy?
not in the like the South as a whole, but definitely there's like people who go to like UGA, like who were in that scene. That's the sort of vibe.
Totally. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Were you in a frat?
No.
Am I the only one that was?
Yeah, weirdo.
Yeah, I guess.
All this shit seriously sounds like the dumbest shit of all time. No
I know.
offense.
It was fun.
It does. It's funny. Billy's like a frat anthropologist because you identify as a fraternity brother.
You're honorary member.
No.
Even if you weren't, like, that's not actually who you are.
In high school, I thought it was like, yo, dude, I want to join a frat. And then like I played on a football team, wasn't a frat, then saw all this frat stuff in big schools from like third person. I was like, these guys suck. I bet there's a lot of you are good, but the way they act as a group,
The hive mentality is a bit rough.
They're definitely very hostile towards football players coming into their house, drinking all their alcohol and trying to like talk to their girls. Didn't like that.
Yeah, usually
Billy's like, I always wanted to be in a frat growing up and I never got to. Well, Billy, you work for Barstool Sports now, which is a good thing. So
yeah,
kind of.
Is this a frat?
Basically,
it's one big frat, I think.
Basically, you know how like Big Cat comes around once every month and just beats the shit out of every new hire
Oh yeah.
as our initiation. That's pretty similar, I think.
I think I'm gonna do a series this summer, hazing the interns.
Okay.
Have I got to that point?
I like that. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
Am I
good.
at
That's
that
quick.
point yet in my career?
Can I haze them?
Yo, bro, I heard you're dating somebody at Sports Illustrated. What the fuck? Yeah, Billy, I think you should definitely do that. You should definitely haze the interns. I think that'd be a good idea.
I know, just consensually.
Consensual hazement. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make them sign some shit.
Are the intern
There you go.
interviews hazing in a weird way?
Yes.
Probably a little.
Yeah.
I really want to. I've always wanted to do one of the intern interviews.
You would just like end up becoming like best friends with one of them.
No,
What questions
I'd
would
make
you
it
ask
work.
an intern, Billy?
well, I have a whole list
Oh.
of like
What?
NFL
You
draft
prepared?
questions. Of like NFL draft questions, just like to see their mentality.
Yeah. Okay. Ask away. Pretend I'm an intern.
Okay, would you bite a head off a mouse to get this job?
Yes.
A living mouse,
Yes.
and then eat it,
Yes.
even if you might conduct like some like bloodborne disease.
Yes.
Okay.
See, what happened was you gave
That's-
the answer he wanted to that question, so he had to keep asking follow-ups trying to get you to say no.
Yeah. But I mean, you already asked me the question, which was, would you bite the head off a mouse? That's the bad part of the question.
Would you purposely contract HIV for this job
Yes.
and not be able to use the right medication for it
Yes.
till it progresses till AIDS?
Yes.
Then you die.
Yes.
Okay. You see,
Bill, your interviews are so easy.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, bro.
What if you just
Usually
whipped
there's
out
like-
a live mouse?
There's like a hidden question or like a hidden meaning behind some of these questions that you're trying to get at and trick somebody. But it's just Billy being like, yo, straight up, would you kill somebody for this job? Yeah. All right, sweet.
Also,
you got it.
more like you can tell a lot about a person in different ways. Like, how do they work out? Like, what's your favorite? Like, what's your workout routine?
Oh my god.
like, are you like a cardio guy? Like, what's your? There, you can tell a lot from a person. What's your diet?
Yeah, Billy, I play tennis casually. That's my workout. What does that say about me?
Like, how much do you play tennis?
I play like depends on if my feet are feeling sore, but sometimes on a Sunday afternoon, I'll have a salad and go down to the local court.
Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't fucking.
You're a liar.
I wouldn't
You
fucking
would kill me.
I wouldn't fucking.
You would
hire
kill that person. You would murder that person.
Do you have
Billy.
like? Do you have the mentality that there's a man in a cave training to fight you?
Yes.
Across the world, and every day you got to beat that man because he doesn't have any electricity, no running water, but he's training to get you. And you have to have that mentality.
Do you have that mentality?
There's a man across the fucking
Do you
world.
have that mentality?
Yeah.
For this job?
I don't know when that, not for this job.
Okay.
Is it?
Got it.
And every day you got to wake up and you got to beat that man because one day you're going to meet him.
Wait, Billy, every morning you wake up and you think about you truly believe that there's a man in a cave somewhere?
It's a metaphorical man.
You hate him?
It's a metaphorical man.
It's like Plato?
He's like training to take you down.
Yeah, this is Plato. You're rewriting Plato's famous allegory.
No, that's different. That's the
cave. It's literally called the cave.
They're not training in the cave. They're just watching reflections and shadows of their interpretations of what they think life is. My guy in the cave is training to kill me. And every day I have to do as much as I can to make sure that when that day comes, I beat him.
That's actually extremely narcissistic. You think that there's a man out there halfway around the world that knows who you are, and all he thinks about all day long is how he needs to train harder to kill you?
Here, let me just show you. I'm going to send you an inspirational TikTok, and you'll understand it better.
I'm out. No, I'm good.
No, it's a metaphorical man. It's like there's always a guy out there who's training to be better than you. It's a Derek Jeter quote.
Okay, the man in the cave. Big T, word on the street is that you're not too happy about the way something went over the course of this weekend.
What is that?
Was there not a certain event that you went to that you were upset about?
I wasn't upset. Are you talking about the ticket thing?
Like where your seats were?
Oh, that ended up not being that much of an issue. So I was at the Taylor Swift concert and there were 4 big pillars on the floor of the stadium that had big speakers on them. One of them blocked like the back part of the stage, but she didn't really do anything there, so it wasn't a big deal. I thought when we arrived, I was like, that's going to be a problem, but it wasn't.
Okay, so you were able to see the concert unobstructed.
Yeah, except for like 3 songs, and those were the ones I didn't care about anyway. I didn't care about the overwhelming majority of them, but.
So you went to see Taylor Swift. You are officially a Swiftie now. Welcome to the club.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glad to have you as a member. Mm-hmm. What was your big takeaway from that show? Did you go into it as a massive Taylor Swift fan? Or did you go into it as like a medium Taylor Swift fan, or as a like I hate this chick? I'm not a Taylor Swift fan.
Definitely not 3, except for one moment in the concert. Somewhere between 2 and 3. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I am like a 3. Like she has some good songs, most of them though I don't care about. But my girlfriend, obviously this was the Super Bowl. So we went, it was a good show. A little too long. Obviously, I'm not the intended audience, so for everyone else, I'm sure they wanted it to be longer. She went like 3 hours and 15 minutes. It was like 5 hours with the openers, which for me was a twinge long. But it was a great show. My main takeaway was this, and this was going to be, it's not a teed off, but it's my the teed segment of the day. Taylor Swift needs to run the economy because Sleepy Joe is running this thing into the ground. And you go to a Taylor Swift concert, let me tell you something. Not only, obviously, every seat's full. Every bar you can't get in. Every hotel room is $800 a night. The merch line is 45 minutes long for the duration of the entire concert. The bathroom lines, it's everything. You can't go anywhere. The Taylor Swift economy is doing unbelievable right now. Mm-hmm. She needs to be the economy's. She needs to be Treasury Secretary.
Okay. Yeah,
like
I'm in.
Like we need get somebody in there who knows how to do some damn business. Also, I was doing a little bit of math as I was sitting at the show. I was like, let's say conservatively, I think this is probably a pretty fair estimate, but on a little bit on the conservative side, let's say an average of $300 a ticket to her shows.
I think
that's conservative, but yeah.
Right.
Well, that's like on the primary market, right? The secondary market.
But she doesn't get that money. I'm saying the face value of the tickets, I'd say an average of 300, probably a little bit conservative. Times 70,000, which is about what all these shows are. Mm-hmm. Times, I think she's doing 52 shows. Mm-hmm. Do you know what number that is? Just in ticket revenue?
No, I'm not. I can't follow the math.
1.1 billion.
Queen.
That is only tickets for this tour. I guarantee you.
That's not that surprising.
Granted, she's paying millions.
Right. She doesn't get all that. Let's say she gets a quarter.
She's making a lot of money.
Let's see. So how many shows? 52?
I think it was 52. Yeah.
I think it's like 18 weekends and like 3.
Top of my head, I bet she's making $5 million a night.
God.
I think
take. I bet she's getting more than that. But I bet she's taking home more than that.
Sure. I'm saying like that's her money.
Yeah, at least
she's getting.
Let's just look up how much Taylor Swift make per concert. 9 million. 9 million.
Oh my God.
And that probably sounds right.
With like merch and everything.
She could earn 620 million on Era's tour.
And
she make half a bill.
Big T is absolutely right. Like she moves product. She puts asses in seats, and not only is she like having people go to all the bars around there, elevating the local economies, selling a shitload of merch and shit at the concerts. Every girl that goes to a Taylor Swift show, at least the ones that I've seen, they go out, they buy an outfit to go to the Taylor Swift concert.
More than one in my anecdotal experience.
They buy all new shit because like, this is my Taylor Swift dress that I'm wearing to the Taylor Swift show tonight. This is my fun hat.
It's like a wedding.
Oh, you know what? I've got 3 different hats for the different eras that she's going to be singing through. Right?
Yeah,
am I right?
Yeah.
Like this is my love story hat that I'm putting on when she says pulls out a ring. It's a giant ring with a big diamond on the side of it.
I saw a TikTok that was like literally girls like split their outfits, like almost like how like the Kelsey mom had like the split jerseys, like it was split outfits of like her eras. So like one side was like one era and the other side was the other era. Like insane. I don't know how they do it.
Really quick, what are her eras?
All 10 of her different albums.
Oh my God, that's a lot of eras.
A lot of eras.
Many.
She's gone through a lot. She's been famous a long time.
Okay, I like Taylor Swift. I think she's a great songwriter, fine singer. She writes some catchy ass tunes. What she's really good at is establishing her lore. There's so much lore that goes into it. So if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you know all the different secrets that she's dropping left and right. You know what this line represents and who she's talking about with this song and what she was going through at this time.
Yes.
And that makes it more powerful, and it all gets like wrapped up to one big. It's really no different than Lord of the Rings, essentially. It's just like if you're a big fan of any piece of pop culture, it's no different than being like Taylor Swift is essentially like, I don't know, Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones for sorority girls.
Kelly Keegs was saying on the other line the other day that she's like the same age as Taylor, and so she was like, I can follow Taylor's discography and my life timeline almost exactly to a T. And now I'm a bit younger than that, but now every single thing that I go through, I'm gonna get made fun of. There's a Taylor Swift song to match my mood.
I always loved Taylor Swift because she sang about football players a lot. And I was always like, yeah, she keeps pumping up this high school sport.
Yeah, like
When does she do that?
Oh, Love Story? Or
What?
17?
No, 15.
Wait,
15?
15?
she's not really being
Wait,
nice to you.
I think
there.
that's the only one.
Wait.
Yeah, she's not like a huge like football stan.
No,
I
I'm
don't
pretty.
think.
Isn't there like a whole
No,
music
Mad Dog, you
video?
don't get it. You can't, Mad Dog, you can't tell somebody what her songs mean to them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
dude.
If Billy finds meaning in it,
You're Taylor
then
Swift.
Billy's right.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
true.
Billy could find it in
Yeah.
like folklore.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, you know what?
Wait, what kind of dig is that? What's folklore about?
Folklore-
No,
is
I'm
like
just saying
her-
like that would have
Yeah.
nothing to do with football, but you would
Yeah.
find some
Oh.
reason.
Actually, there's a song when she talks about her Eagles t-shirt hanging on the door, like her Philadelphia Eagles t-shirt. That's football.
Wait, no, isn't what's the one where you're on the phone with your girlfriend? She's
Oh, You
upset?
Belong With Me?
Yeah, isn't that a football player in that?
Yeah, I guess.
Or is that just in the music video?
No,
idea.
No,
like
according to Billy, she sings the vast majority of her songs about dating a quarterback.
no, like that's
Yeah.
about like dating like the jock. Yeah,
the
Yeah.
popular guy.
the popular guy.
I always thought that she wrote most of her songs about just being madly in love with a podcaster. That's what I got. At.
Yeah, yeah, that too. It's whatever you want it to be, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Big T. I can't wait for my experience.
It was a pretty good show. It was a good show. A lot of lights.
I will be having
Loud.
multiple outfits probably.
It's a good time
And
if you're
she-
into that sort of thing.
I'm into it.
Big T, you got to see the news.
Yeah.
that she dropped.
Yeah,
in the middle
it
of the
was.
show.
I'm told that was a huge announcement.
Big-
It seems to me that if you know she's re-recording every one of her albums, it's not that big. Like they're all coming out, so it didn't seem like a big deal to me. I'm told it was a huge deal.
You were at
So
a historic evening.
it made me feel better about all the money that I spent. That on TikTok I saw all these comments that were like, if I see anybody that was at Nashville night 1, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Like that made me feel like, okay, well, I guess all this money was worth it then.
Gia Mariano and I were watching TikTok lives of it, like while it was happening. We were sitting measly on a couch. You were there. It was a historic evening. You were at the most historic night of the concert or of the tour so far.
She started to do this. She's like, I have this like special announcement, and she started to go into it. And my buddy and I were like, what we wanted it to be was that Tim McGraw was going to come out, and
I
they
thought
were going to
that's what it
sing
was
Tim
gonna be.
McGraw, and I was going to be like, yes, this is awesome. And then it was that, and I was like, who gives a shit?
No, it's really big. It's a really big deal. You don't get it, but it's a really, really big deal. I'm really excited
What
about
album is she re-releasing?
it. Speak Now is the next one.
Speak Now. That's right. That one. So Speak Now. That's essentially a pop punk album. There's like 6 or 7 pop punk songs on that album as they're written right now.
Yeah.
Story of Us is a pop punk song.
Yes, I love Story of Us.
true.
Good job, Big T. Or Big T, PFT.
Yeah,
yes.
no, you can call me Big T. I'm Big T for this episode. But
Better Than
I think-
Revenge.
yeah. I want to do a pop punk like EP and just have it be like story. What's the name of the album? Speak Now.
Speak Now.
Speak Now, Scooter's version, and then we'll just do like a pop punk version of it,
Yeah.
but just change all the words to make it sympathetic towards Scooter Braun.
It's a big deal, and you got to see Phoebe Bridgers perform Nothing New with her, which is also a really big deal, and you got to see Boy
Totally.
Genius.
Totally.
So you were there at probably the best night you could have been. Maybe not for you, but for
I mean, I'm glad it was the best one.
I'm
then.
jealous.
It
I'm
was good.
extremely
She did.
jealous.
She did. Sparks Fly, which
and
was
Teardrops
goated.
on My Guitar.
Yeah.
That's I feel like that'd be up your alley.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, and Sparks Fly is a great song. And you didn't get rained on.
Yeah, it actually did rain for like 2 minutes during Sparks Fly,
Which is awesome.
Wow.
which was cool. But that was it. Yeah.
It's like God knows.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
God is a Swiftie.
Yeah, as we
Like
discussed
when it
earlier with
rained during Purple Rain at the Super Bowl, that was sick.
yeah. The only part that made me mad was she has a song I was previously unfamiliar with called The Man, part of which says, I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. We just discussed the 1.1 billion she's earning in ticket revenue on this tour. Pal, if you were a man, you'd be an electrician. Okay, she's one of the richest women in the history of the United States. And then she later sang a song about her $18 million beach home. In that same concert. So that was
The Last Great American Dynasty.
Good song.
PFT, you are quite the Swiftie.
I like Taylor Swift. I think she's very talented, but I also think that she's kind of full of shit, and she's done a really good job in marketing and rallying her fan base around her cause to support her. And
yes.
I mean, I've fallen for it.
The minting. Like Taylor Swift, if you were to ask her, she's like, I'm the biggest underdog in the history of the world.
Yeah.
I've gotten such a raw deal out of her.
She is Kyler Murray saying, like, nobody ever believed in me. The Gatorade National High School Player of the Year, 5-star recruit, Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall NFL draft pick. Like, that is her.
I want to take all the dudes.
It takes a serious amount of talent for people to, like, hear that whole story, know what she sings about, know her background, and still be like, yeah, you tell him, Taylor. Nobody believed in you except me. I'm your only fan in the world. That's the impact that she has, like, across her fan base. They all think like, I'm the biggest fan of you that there ever could be. Taylor.
It does take, like, to get people to buy into that, though. It is impressive.
Yes, absolutely.
I really want to take all the dudes she dated, put them in like a focus group or and just hear what the fuck's wrong. Like what's the common denominator that caused all this? And like, yeah, I'm the problem. It's me. Like, I want to hear, like, what the fuck is the actual problem with
and God forbid she's a bit toxic.
She might be, like, abusive. And,
don't put that on her.
No, she might hit these
Billy,
dudes and just never gets out. I'm just
rude.
saying. It's not rude, but, like, what if we find out that she was beating the hell out of all these guys?
She's not beating people.
Like, what if she's worse than Chris Brown? Like, we don't know.
She's not worse than Chris Brown.
These guys might even
y'all keep leaving.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
she gets me too.
It's always the ones that you least suspect. Like, she's so charming and everybody loves her.
Oh, like, little Taylor couldn't hurt a fly. Little Taylor's, like throwing. She's not that tall, right?
Yes, she is. She's like
pretty tall,
5'10".
Okay, but anyway, she's not that, like, I don't know, but like this could be a perfect situation. These dudes getting beat up and just they can't say anything.
Yeah, I agree, Billy. You should get them all. You should lock them in a basement with a keg and just have them start sharing stories with you.
Yeah.
Get to the.
I'm not going to take that Taylor beats her boyfriend slander. That's definitely not
what if that comes out and she just has NDAs and paid them all off with her tons of money?
That's not.
There's so many.
She could be a serial abuser, and we just have no idea.
Oh my god.
She's like Dan Bilzerian for chicks, basically.
Yeah. You've listened to All Too Well 10-minute version. You know that's not the case.
Look, I'm a huge Taylor fan, but no one's thought of that. She might be beating these men.
She's not. She's not beating these men.
I mean, she could be like doing stuff that like abuse where like they can't even see it, and like it's like terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like she knows to like when she beats a guy, like how to make sure that it can't be seen.
Oh my
if
god,
they're out
Billy.
in public. Like there's serial abusers like that. We just don't know.
I know there are, but I'm not gonna put that on Taylor Swift.
There's a lot of guys.
Listen, 10-minute version of All Too Well is a banger, but it's also the entire song is like, oh, poor me. Look, here's another instance where I've got done wrong. And again, this is more like she's taking down notes when she's dating a guy of every single small detail, every time he fucks up in the slightest, or even a perceived fuck up to her. If he's like 5 minutes late, she's like, well, you didn't communicate that very well.
I
noticed what your keychain said when you laid it down on my desk.
I learned this weekend that Back to December is about Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
And that's the only song she ever has where she talks about how she fucked up. Imagine how good that guy must have been to get Taylor Swift to be like, damn, I fucked up.
No, I have two things. I have two things to say. One, she has written several songs about how she's the issue.
That's the only one I've ever heard. The other one
is literally "It's Me High."
Yes, she's being sarcastic.
No, there are a lot of songs where she's like, I have done wrong. Two,
vigilante shit.
Afterglow.
Vigilante shit is a banger, but also shows she's got like an evil side. She could do some like.
That was if you want to look up on TikTok, that was probably the best part of the concert visually.
If you just read the lyrics to Mastermind, you're like, this girl's a psychopath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also,
she's I actually, Billy's right. I think maybe you didn't go far enough, Billy.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift might be a serial killer.
Yeah. Where the hell's Taylor Lautner? I haven't seen him in years.
He's married to another Taylor.
Good point, Billy.
Where the hell?
I haven't seen him either.
Taylor Lautner was shirtless everywhere. Now where is he?
He's married to another woman named Taylor.
Sure.
Also, I'm gonna put it out there for all of you guys. I just want you to know that Taylor Swift is not that crazy because every girl you've ever dated has also been taking notes about what you do. Just so you know. Like, and then not even in a notes app, or maybe in a notes app if you're that awful, but
like Mastermind is like, that's intense, but every girl, like,
I've done
there's
that.
variations of it, like to actually try to,
because
like,
you're all Taylor
that's a
Swift
true
fans
thing.
and she's your role model.
And
so-
then or then you text your friends, and then you text your friends and you're like,
Girls-
oh my God, is it weird that like Billy just did this to me? Or is it weird that Big T said this to me? That's all happened to you, whether you know it or not.
They're all
Your
sleeper
girlfriends of the
cells.
past have texted their friends being like, is it weird that so-and-so did this to me? And like, that is that is happening, whether you like it or not. You are getting talked about behind your back, and Taylor Swift has the balls to write songs about it and make $1 billion off of it.
Okay, that wasn't the point though. It's that it's happened again and again.
Are you talking about how she's had more than one
And
boyfriend
again,
and she's 33 years
and
old?
Again,
No.
and again,
No.
and again, and again.
Yep.
And seemingly, it seems at this point like she may have been cheating on her last boyfriend.
That's Big T. You
With-
said this to me this morning,
with
and
this,
I
with this
rebuke.
new guy
I rebuke.
No.
who they've already said they love each other.
Big
It
T,
ain't so.
you are
No.
falling into the
You
trap
think
of the
she's-
Daily Mail.
they've been broken up for 3 weeks, and she's already got this new guy, and they're telling each other that at each of their concerts.
Big T, I
it was
rebuke.
it was like Thursday and Friday. Matty Healy, he's the lead singer of a band called the 1975.
Mm-hmm.
He at one of their shows, he looks into the camera and mouths,
You know who you are.
"This is about you. You know who you are. I love you," and then performed a song. Taylor Swift at the concert I was at on Friday night looks into the camera before she does a song, says, "This is for you. You know who you are. I love you." And he was at all of the concerts this weekend.
Yeah.
I
she could
rebuke
be
the
a
cheating
So-
allegations.
A month,
serial cheater.
if they started dating the day after she broke up with this guy, that's a little soon to
But
say
that's
I love you, in my personal opinion. So it stands to reason
but that's publicly
This-
broken up.
this could have been going on.
That we know.
Mackenzie, that's what I said. I said, Big T, just because the news broke on April 10th does not mean they broke up April 9th. They
That could be true.
They could have been broken up for weeks and months, and you didn't know. She is a public relations genius and knows when she needs
Doesn't
to.
seem like it.
Yeah, she's fine. She knows when things need to be broken. I'm not saying that Maddie Healy and her are dating, and I'm not saying that I don't know what they are. They just might be fooling around a little bit. Cheers.
I love you.
We also don't know that that's real. Or not, like,
Oh, it
towards
could be deep fake.
Yeah, no,
deep fake, but like
Deepfake.
Is there conspiracy? Any Taylor Swift conspiracy theories?
There's
This
a ton.
this actually goes
Yeah,
to
there's
another
so many.
thought I had during the concert though, as I looked around. What would Taylor Swift have to do to get canceled? Because
she's in my mind.
she
nothing.
is Trump level. Like Trump was correct when he said it, and she could say it and be correct. They could walk into the middle of Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody, and the stadium would be full the next day.
Yeah, that's a good question. If she killed somebody, I think that people would be like, "Yeah, good job, Taylor. It was self-defense.
Yeah.
Stand your ground, Taylor."
Yeah.
He was emotionally abusive
Abusing
to you, Taylor.
Yep.
Good job. He was emotionally abusing you by breaking up with you. Kill him.
I don't know. It would have to take a lot for her to get canceled. Like, she'd have to be in jail.
No, she
It would
Not
probably
even.
take,
She'd
like,
write songs in
violence-
jail.
Yeah, she would.
Violence against a cat on
No.
videotape. If
Like
she like strangled
Hezbollah?
a cat. Yeah. No, it'd have to be worse than what Hezbollah did.
Yeah.
It-
Like
I
a
think
puppy
if she was on Epstein's
cat.
Island, no one would care.
A lot of people
Yeah.
on
Oh,
Epstein's
yeah.
Island and no one cares.
Yeah, true.
Also,
It would be
she
like
wasn't, so.
the Trump thing. It'd be like the Trump thing. Everybody would be like, "Oh, she was probably only there to rescue the girls."
Right.
She's got a
True.
great
The power
business
of
model
song.
going though. More power to her. I mean, it must be a great gig.
I can't wait for my time in the sun.
Anyway, I think Lana Del Rey is a much better creative.
Well,
much
they have a
better
song together.
Teller. Yeah, but you could tell like Taylor,
Lavender Haze is a
you
not
can-
great song.
You can tell that Taylor Swift was like intimidated by having Lana on the song.
Oh,
so
you
only
think?
kept her to like background vocals. 100%.
It's her song. It's her album.
Right, but Lana is like just-
Lana's featured. That's
Yeah,
how that
yeah,
works.
But no, but Lana totally intimidates Taylor. I can 100% say that. Like Taylor
Okay.
is totally intimidated by Lana because Tasteway is fake and Lana is real. That's why.
What makes you think that's the thing?
Lana Del Rey is.
I love
she's
Lana.
totally intimidated. Taylor Swift knows she's a fraud compared to Lana Del Rey.
Mm.
As Lana
Why?
Del
Because
Rey
Lana does
stan.
more hard drugs or something?
No, she just has a better story, and Yeah. Lana is definitely a way better artist, singer, I'd even say, and musician.
I do like Lana's
And
voice.
Okay. Maybe you guys can help me because I'm a little bit behind on my Taylor Swift news. Why again what's the deal with her masters being owned by somebody else, and why is everybody supporting her?
So
as opposed to like every other artist that's gone through this?
Her masters were bought by Scooter Braun, famously known as, Justin Bieber's manager. And so basically she can no longer, those aren't her records anymore. So in a business move of the century, she said, fuck Scooter Braun. I'm just going to re-record and re-release all of my albums. Like there was a period of time where she couldn't do that. Like there was a non-compete, I guess, type of thing. And now as those come up, she is re-recording all of her albums so that she owns the masters of those and basically takes back all of her albums. And they're getting re-released every couple months, I guess I would call it. But they're getting, basically it's like her being like, fuck you, Scooter Braun. No one's going to listen to the old albums when they have new albums. And then she's releasing new songs that were never released on these albums to have a bigger pull.
I don't get, Scooter Braun's got close to $1 billion. Why does he care about keeping them?
No, he bought her old record label, which owned the songs, and then sold them for like a couple $100 million, I think.
Mm-hmm. And he
didn't like that whole that never made sense to me. Like somebody else owned them before him, right? She just like doesn't like him for some reason.
I don't know how that all works.
My understanding was he bought her the record label that owned them, so he then owned them.
But she owned the record label.
That doesn't seem true to me, because then why would she sell them to him?
Or wait,
if she doesn't like him.
Actually, I'm having a Billy moment. Hold on.
What I think happened is something that happens, unfortunately, quite a bit in the music industry, which is the rights to your masters and to your recordings get bought and sold by big conglomerates or by super rich people. But Taylor was the first one to figure out how to monetize it for herself, which is, again, very, very smart on her part.
Yes, some 17 months after Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings acquired Big Machine Label Group and all of its recorded music assets. Sources tell Variety the veteran manager and entrepreneur sold the master rights to Taylor Swift's first 6 albums. The buyer and investment fund is yet unknown, but the deal is believed to be north of $300 million.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, she didn't know about the deal being done until it was announced to the public. So she didn't even have time to process that on her own.
I mean, okay, it wasn't her. She didn't own it. It wasn't her deal to make.
It's her music.
Did the Beatles have time to process it when Michael Jackson bought all their shit?
Is that a thing? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson once also bought Eminem shit after he dissed him on Who's Back.
That's a power move.
Taylor also just then was like, okay, fuck you. I'm just going to make $1 billion more on my songs that I already did.
It's smart.
It's smart. I'm not like, I mean, fuck it. And
I know, Mad Dog. You're not saying that it's not smart. Yeah.
No, I know.
You were, you love Taylor Swift. Maybe more than anybody in the world.
No, Kelly Keegs trumps me. Like Kelly Keegs,
you love her more than Kelly.
But like we said, every Taylor Swift fan loves her more.
I'm just here, guys. I'm just here. I'm the one that has to defend her. Me and Mackenzie in this moment in time. It's like you got to defend her. Kelly Keegs and Gia, like Mariano, we all sit there. We text every night, being like, okay, what songs are played tonight? Like following every move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys are a cult. That's fine.
But we've sat here and said she's like an unbelievable businesswoman, does a great show, and then y'all are any like little nitpicky thing, y'all are like, no, she actually doesn't do that.
No.
I don't know like too much, but
I don't like her lipstick.
Okay, I don't love a bold red maybe sometimes either.
Oh, wow. You hate her lipstick too?
No, I didn't say that. I think it looks good on her.
Speaking of crazy blondes, do we want to get into Elizabeth Holmes?
Oh.
Yeah. It's a good segue, Billy.
Billy.
Also another blonde with a great voice who keeps reinventing herself.
Yeah. This was nuts.
So,
and a shrewd businesswoman.
If you haven't seen the New York Times article talking about Liz Holmes wants you to forget about Elizabeth. The black turtlenecks are gone. So is the voice. As the convicted Theranos founder awaits prison, she has adopted a new persona, devoted mother. Yeah, this was a wild rebrand.
You will
puff
be
piece.
surprised to learn the New York Times is once again promulgating fake news.
I want to know how these articles get written. Like, does Elizabeth Holmes like have like a ton of money and like pays the New York Times to do a total like?
Based on the article, I don't think she has any money.
So the way that I think it goes down, Billy, is that there are a lot of news organizations that have been trying to get an exclusive with Elizabeth Holmes, right? For the past however many years.
7 years.
It's been everybody's been trying to get an interview with her and to get that exclusive because it's going to result in massive amounts of page views and notoriety for whoever writes it. And then I think what happens is Elizabeth Holmes knows that she's in demand as an interview, right? So she can then be picky and choose what author she wants to do that she'll say yes to. So she can look into all the backgrounds of the different reporters, see who might be more favorable to her, maybe somebody that doesn't have like a super strong like business background or somebody that hasn't covered like fraud in Silicon Valley and all that stuff. And you pick somebody that you think will be sympathetic to you and what you're going through. And then you just butter them up big time. Like you show them the best side of you. You start to be like a family person and you let them see you as an individual. And the reporters will be so enthralled and engrossed in getting that access that they almost feel like they can't write anything that bad about you because they've got to spend so much time with you as like a one-on-one individual that now they can't go back and think of you as that same person who committed massive amounts of fraud and put people's lives in danger just because you wanted to be the next giant entrepreneur.
I mean, she got Amy Chozick is the author's name in her living room and knew she had found the one. Look, because this woman, I mean, couldn't wait to, I mean, just absolutely fillet. Is that a word? Can you use that as a verb? Fillet?
Like fellatio?
No, like instead of deflate?
No.
Oh, it's like sex her.
Yes, Elizabeth Holmes. If you can use that as a verb, that she couldn't wait to do it.
To lingus her?
Yeah.
It was insane how there wasn't a bad word about her in there.
Can we just also, she had kids to stay out of prison. Like, that's so fucked up. Like, those kids are going to
kind of like Taylor Swift. Smart move from a business standpoint.
Does Taylor Swift have, no, she doesn't have kids, does she?
No,
no, but I'm saying like Elizabeth Holmes, I think we're going to see more and more similarities between her and Taylor Swift. And like, she say what you want about her as a fraudster, but the idea of having 2 kids to delay your prison sentence, genius.
Elizabeth Holmes, please come on Macrodosing. We'd love to have you.
Has she reported to prison yet? Because
she's gonna get 11 years.
She 11 and a quarter.
And she like appealed, and like having those kids, that's so like such a terrible thing. Like just
yeah, I know. Because there was a part of the article where she was like, it pains me to think about what I'll miss in those 11 years.
Did she carry the children?
Yes.
Okay.
Because she was pregnant in her trial.
The article is her trying to humanize herself and explaining what she went through in her life. She has suffered some trauma. She was sexually assaulted while she was in college, and that's obviously like a big part of her, and it's led to some of the decisions she's made in terms of like trying to create a new personality for herself. That part I definitely buy into, but there's a lot of other stuff where she like says Sunny Balwani. Yeah, he was the COO. She blames him essentially for everything. And she looks at her time spent at Theranos as being part of a cult. And she's like, I'm finally getting to step away and like break free from the cult. It's like, bitch, you were the cult.
Yeah.
Which she said, she was like, I'm the cult leader. Like, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, that's her. So it's actually, it's very similar. Like, Scooter Braun, Sunny Balwani. Now we're all feeling bad for Liz Holmes.
Yeah,
she should re-release the Edison machine.
The Edison.
Yeah, Liz's version.
Yeah, but I don't understand how there was no like not a single criticism of her.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
It's
and
shocking.
even the author was like, my editor told me, oh, you got fooled. And it's like, oh no, I don't think so. It's like, Yeah, you did. Like,
I screenshotted that part.
Oh my God.
I was admittedly swept up in Liz as an authentic and sympathetic person. She's gentle and charismatic in a quiet way. My editor laughed at me when I shared these impressions, telling me, quote, Amy Chozick, you got rolled. I vigorously disagreed. You don't know her like I do. But then something very strange happened. I worked my way through a list of Miss Holmes's friends, family, and longtime supporters whom she and Mr. Evans suggested I speak to. One of these friends said Miss Holmes had genuine intentions at Theranos and didn't deserve a lengthy prison sentence. Then this person requested anonymity to caution me not to believe everything Miss Holmes says. It's literally a blinking light that says, hey, this convicted felon who lies about everything, the people who know her say don't believe her, but I still do.
It's also weird that this reporter is writing herself into the story so much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like making yourself a part of it. You shouldn't do that when it comes to a profile like this, or if you do, it should be like passing and fleeting.
She has a crush on her.
Yeah, it sounds like it. You remember? Did you guys see that the Netflix series that they did on that that redheaded fake Russian billionaire heiress?
Anna Delvey?
No,
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like how that entire show was written, where it's like from the perspective of the reporter, and the reporter's like taking you through all the steps of getting to like introduce herself to her and how she's feeling based on what the subject of the piece is putting her through. That's kind of what's happening in this article. This should not be a story of the relationship between the author of the puff piece and the receiver of the puff piece. You know, there should be, not to get all big T on you. Like I remember when the news was news, right?
Yeah,
I do too. There was one other part I wanted to read. I thought this was just the absolute most ridiculous thing I'd ever read. I realized that I was essentially writing a story about two different people. There was Elizabeth, celebrated in the media as a rock star inventor whose brilliance dazzled illustrious rich men and whose criminal trial captivated the world. Then there's Liz, as Mr. Evans and her friends call her, the mom of two who for the past year has been volunteering for a rape crisis hotline, who can't stomach R-rated movies, and who rushed after me one afternoon with a paper towel to wipe a mix of sand and her dog's slobber off my shoe.
Like, she's so nice. She's so sweet.
I could tell that this woman is definitely of the same ilk as Elizabeth Holmes, and that's probably why she was chosen.
Dumb as hell?
No, just like
I don't think Elizabeth Holmes is dumb.
That's true.
So like sociopathic.
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
she
you think the author of this piece
reality?
is
Delusional.
sociopathic?
I think that the way that she's making it all about her, I think she wants people to sort of like.
I just think it's a bad article. I don't think she's like a
there's a
serial
certain
killer.
there's certain narcissism in the article and inserting yourself in the article about Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah,
Also,
she does make it about her. The most relatable piece to me was when she talked about how she had like a mastiff. That was cool.
Well, did you?
I saw that and I was like, Liz is pretty cool. I like Liz.
No, but did you see that her dog Balto, the one from the movie, got killed by a mountain lion?
Yeah.
And she went searching for
she
the
went
mountain
searching
lion.
in this is for 16 hours.
16
in the woods.
hours.
Fuck, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that's the one from the show. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she like bought it in the series.
Anyway, I'm like, if Elizabeth Holmes really loved that dog, she would have gone out there with a gun trying to kill the mountain lion, but that's not what happened.
Okay, I'll say this. It sounds like her husband's going to have, or the wife,
Husband,
or boyfriend,
yeah.
I forget.
Husband.
Her husband's going to have a hard time. It's a lot of work. He's going to have 2 kids to look after while she's in prison. Mastiffs can be tough to look after. Like that can be a lot of work, especially if you've got 2 little ones running around. I would like to offer up my services to adopt Liz Holmes's Mastiff when she goes to prison. I'll take that dog. I will look after it. I'll wipe slobber off people's shoes. I'm very familiar with that. I've been down that road. I got a proven track record as a dog owner and a used dog salesman. I will take that dog. It's going to be you won't be able to handle it on your own, husband, okay? So send it over to me.
Do you think the reason she got a Mastiff was it was the only dog that probably could take a mountain lion?
Maybe.
Wait, this isn't the dog that got killed,
violent.
right?
No, it's not. It's a new dog.
Okay.
So they probably like, well,
They're like, if it happened once, it could happen again.
yeah. So no small dogs. We're getting a fucking Mastiff.
I think it would like intimidate a mountain lion. I don't think that a mountain lion would fuck with a Mastiff because it's too big. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Also, speaking of fraternities, sororities, she was in a sorority, which I didn't know. That's the beginning of your cult. Like, she probably like learned everything from there.
Quick question. Did she say she doesn't drink? In the article, she said she never had opened a bottle of wine in her life. Don't they have her drinking throughout the documentary? And then when she was at fucking Burning Man, isn't that part of it? Like,
I don't know.
I she
think
was
that-
32 and had never opened a bottle of wine. Elizabeth lived in complete isolation with Sonny.
Well, she had never opened a bottle of wine.
Oh, is that like a expression? Like she literally?
No, I think it meant literally.
Like other people
Like-
opened the bottle of wine for her, so
Yes.
she's like waited on hand and foot. Okay.
Either that or she was a Franzia girl.
She was
straight out of the
slapped in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. We should. Oh man.
She probably was.
I think that her problem, much like Billy McFarland's problem and a few other people that we've seen in the news recently, is that they go through college and they want to be an entrepreneur. They get sucked into the like CEO mindset, and they're like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do, but I just want to be CEO. I want to be the boss. I want to be an inspiration to people that look up to me, and then they want to become a CEO later. But they don't really have anything that they're super, super genuinely passionate about. Like she says that she cared about, getting this blood testing machine that could change the way that medicine's done. I think she just thought that would be a great idea, and that would propel her to be a big boss girl and be like CEO, inspiration to women coming up through the tech ranks after her, which, yeah, I guess that's a cool thing to have, but you also have to have a good product and something that you're good at and something that you believe in, and not just be like, I want to be an entrepreneur. That's my career aspiration, because that's not a real aspiration that people have.
They have solutions in search of problems.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in theory, her product that she came up with, if it worked, would change the world for the better, for sure.
Correct,
The problem
but-
is it doesn't exist.
Right. Like you start from the back, like you said, of being the CEO, and then work your way backwards of
Yeah.
like, well, we'll figure something out that will allow me to do that. And she also said in the thing that she's going to keep, she's still going to disrupt the healthcare industry and shit from jail. And like, she's not going to stop making stuff, which is like what Billy McFarland said.
She's not going to stop making. She should start making something.
Yeah, they said it said I don't have it in front of me, but it said she was going to keep being an entrepreneur from jail, and that she
Well, I
still
can't wait
thinks
to
she
see what
can
that's
make an
about.
impact in the healthcare industry.
I think she has made an impact in the healthcare industry. I think that like there's more guardrails that are in place now for fraud, just because people don't want to find themselves in the same situation that she's been in. And companies that work with people are probably like more cautious. Like Walgreens probably won't just get in business with somebody because they've got a cool deep voice and a black turtleneck anymore.
Dude, I keep thinking about how awesome her product would have actually been if like it was real. Because as someone who's kind of trying to figure out why I've been breaking out into random hives, like getting the blood tests and shit, if all I had to do is just like do that and get so many more panels instead of having to like figure out like which allergen it's crazy. But
Yeah.
I think that's what people
if
want.
Elizabeth Holmes,
The product was so alluring, and from that angle, like people really wanted that to be true. I think that's an aspect that gets overlooked. Like the product was so amazing that I think it made a lot of people overlook her leadership and whether it was real or not, because I want that to be true.
yeah, she was just like, here's a box that solves all your problems. And
Like-
people were like, yes.
Like if I was like, here's a beer that doesn't get you hungover and hurt your gains, you want to believe me. Like, and then you like, wow, he definitely has a solution, a beer that doesn't make you hangover and doesn't kill your gains. And that would be amazing, but it's just impossible.
It's called protein. I'm still waiting to invent that.
I'm watching.
It's not the protein part, it's the hormonal effect that it has on muscle synthesis.
I'm watching a video of the prison that she's going to. It looks like a country club.
What is the prison?
It is the it's in the federal detention center in Bryan, Texas. Federal prison camp, Bryan.
Why
I would go to a country club
By the way,
prison.
it's kind of such bullshit that
It's got
conjugal
softball fields.
that conjugal visits exist in prison. I mean,
What'd you just say?
What?
Like
That what visit?
conjugal visits.
What's that?
You like
Bang.
her husband
Oh.
can come
right.
visit her, and they get like put in like a hotel, like kind of.
They get put in a hotel?
It's like I don't know.
Isn't it
like
just
a
like another room?
Yeah.
To have sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what? Do you think that's actually a bad thing?
I don't know.
I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing, but it's also kind of like that almost seems like too nice.
That's the incel talking, Billy. Where you're like,
No.
if I can't get laid, how come prisoners?
No, come stop. But another incels are terrifying. Anyway, just like
Billy wants to take it back to the days when prison was hardcore.
yeah, like
Yeah, Oz.
metal bench, no bed with sheets.
They like TikTok in
Yeah.
there nowadays.
Yeah,
Like guys have
Prison-
TikToks in prison.
Jackson Mahomes.
Yeah, prison. Oh yeah, he's gonna
Talking.
Prison weights are definitely heavier than normal weights.
There's so much steroids in prison.
It's sick.
Yeah, like these guys are like smuggling roids in and getting jacked. That's wild.
Also, did you see that her? You might have mentioned this while I was gone for a second. That her attorney was like, she made mistakes, but mistakes are not crimes, and it's like,
Some
Oh.
of them
Yeah.
are.
huh?
Some of them
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, they're crimes when you're
Definitely.
indicted and then convicted of said crimes.
The thing is, there's so many ways she's trying to like get out of all wrongdoing. Like she's pulling a lot of strings to get sympathy. Also,
Yeah,
getting back
full
to
court press.
getting back to the jail thing, I think it's more that jail just sounds even more like. I kind of think jail would be fun to go for like a month.
Come on, Billy.
What?
don't say
Just to
that.
lift, like just focus
Oh
on
my
gym. You get
goodness.
conjugal visits.
Could
Like
play pickup basketball.
yeah, like you don't really have to work.
Hang out with
Isn't
bros.
that
guys
your
trip.
life already?
You are dressed to go play basketball because you said you're going to play basketball for 5 hours when we get done recording, and I guess you couldn't change in between.
I literally play pickup basketball till the sun goes down because it's just so nice.
You know, like you could just wear normal clothes to work, and then you could change
That's
before
what
you
I
go.
did. I'm going to work out after this. I just buy a change of clothes.
I know, but it was nice out. I was just feeling.
God
it.
forbid.
It's more of like a
Less laundry.
yeah.
Yeah, and then also people around the office are like, "Yo, Billy, why are you dressed like that?" Oh, well, I'm going to play 5 hours of basketball. afterwards."
And that
You get to have
literally-
those conversations.
Exactly.
That did literally happen. Max came
Yep.
in and was like, Billy, nice sleeves. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to play basketball after this.
I mean, there was no point in me to change. I could go to work dressed like this. I'm also showing off the new amazing Macrodose tank.
That is a sick tank
yeah,
top.
it's sick tanks, perfect for summer. July 4th is coming up.
Is
Gotta have
that
a
actually
macrodosing
new?
It's I don't know if it's new. We have it in the store though. But really, when you wear macrodosing merch, it just shows everyone that you're like down to talk about cool shit that might be a little out there. So if you're looking for like-minded people, like get some macrodosing merch.
We don't
like that,
have
Billy.
that in
Good.
the store, by the way.
Fuck.
That's
Do we have
that's
any of the
fake-
tank tops?
That's fake news. There are no tanks currently.
We got to get the tanks back.
Couple
up
of
at the
good
same
tie-dye
time.
good tie-dye shirts. The 4th of July one, which is my personal favorite one, is back. There's the frog hoodie.
There's gonna be a crazy 4th of July shirt coming out. It's gonna be wild. I said, let me read the. It's gonna be like U.S. presidents with machine guns on dinosaurs fighting Bigfoot. I think.
Is that
Or
true?
aliens.
That is true. Pilar said she would appease Billy with this shirt.
It's gonna be
Got it.
sick when it drops.
The
It's
first
probably
I've heard
gonna
of
be.
this.
Wait, I need to know which presidents.
Teddy, like all the cool ones.
Should
All
we-
the
Keep
cool
going?
ones.
Keep going.
Teddy Roosevelt. There's both sides
Keep
of the
going.
aisle.
Teddy Roosevelt
going.
et al.
Yeah, just Teddy Roosevelt's the highlight.
But we had a
Keep going. I want to hear.
Just
the,
like
the presidents that you
imagine,
put on there.
imagine.
I'm trying to find the email because he sent like a fake mock of it to Pilar.
Pilar basically told Mackenzie and I this morning in our merch meeting, I'm just gonna make this shirt just to appease Billy and make him feel better.
It's gonna be sick.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Is Jimmy
George-
Carter on there?
George Washington, Ben Franklin, Teddy Roosevelt, Obama, Reagan, Lincoln riding dinosaurs, carrying machine guns, fighting alien invaders on the moon. And then there's some inspiration in the mock-up. I'll put
Ben,
see
Frank-
that.
Ben Franklin, your favorite president?
Not a president. I just thought he would be very non-controversial to throw in there. But wait, you need to tell Pilar that we need to put the American flag on the moon in like a couple, like the thing we left
Right.
on the moon. So it's like, because I remember the moon's pretty fucking American because we got there first.
Right.
Just make sure that we're defending it because it's ours from the aliens.
Okay, perfect. I'll let her know. Yeah.
And yeah, it's gonna be really cool. But when that drops, I mean, that's got to sell thousands, if not millions.
Yeah.
We got to have Taft in there somewhere.
Sitting in a bathtub.
Yeah.
No, but make the bathtub
Yeah, just in a
spaceship.
bathtub on the moon.
Make the bathtub a spaceship, so he's just like,
Nobody could steal it because he's holding it down. Up there.
yeah.
There's a lot going on this shirt.
Yeah. This came to me in a fever dream.
Shocking.
How many man hours were put into developing this, like the artwork for this shirt? I wonder. It sounds like a pretty complicated drawing.
We have not drawn it yet. That will be a different time.
Well, there's not drawings, but there's photos. I'll see if I can put them in the YouTube. I don't know if they're licensed photos, so we might not be able to.
Look, I just got a bunch of several mock-ups of stuff you could mix together to get the product I want.
Totally.
Got it.
Yeah. I'll send them in our group chat at least.
All right. Good sewed
Do we want
nanodosing?
Do we want to get to the other article or no?
I think we talked about that on Thursday's show.
By the way, an awesome UFO documentary I think is either just dropped or dropped recently about like a very convincing argument for aliens that I think people have been requesting it. It's about I forget what it's called.
Brazil?
Yeah, it's about Brazil. I think it would be fun for us to watch for Thursday.
Okay. I'm down to talk about Brazilian aliens.
Yeah.
Because my biggest problem with aliens and their depiction in movies is they've always got the flattest asses of all time. So hopefully these aliens have some junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
The Brazilians. All right. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you for tuning in to NANODOSing. Arian had a sick child today, so he's taking care of some puke. Good dad, that Arian Foster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, Billy. What?
I just wanted to clarify something. The rattlesnake. I told a story about rattlesnakes, and I take reptiles very seriously, and I think I may have made a mistake. I was in Maine, and looking back, doing some research, what I thought was a diamondback rattlesnake, I think may have been a timber rattler. And I know that they're supposed to be extinct in Maine, and I know there's been a lot of discussion amongst the herpetological Macrodosians.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And they're all angry.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna call my cousin, who he's an older guy who lived there, and ask him, because I think he does have rattlesnakes on his farm, and they're like very rare. But I'm gonna tell him to report it to whichever body needs to know that there's still timber rattlers in Maine, because I think he's found them and they're very rare, but they're not supposed to be there. Also,
all right. So thank you for addressing that head on, Billy, because it's been a big concern of mine.
No,
we've been getting a lot of tweets.
I can't tell you how many DMs I've gotten from people being like, "Tell Billy that this is a timber rattler, not a diamondback rattlesnake."
It's actually would be a very big discovery if there's still timber rattlers in Maine, because they're not supposed to be there. And
I know. You know what?
I did see a rattlesnake. There was a rattle. I did not get confused about what type of snake. I did get confused whether it was a diamondback or a timber rattler, I guess. But I'm going to look into it.
We actually have a senior Maine correspondent, actually a former member of this show.
Yeah.
Coley lives in Maine. So I'm going to FaceTime Coley real quick and see if I can get comment from him. Where can he find this picture, Billy?
It's not a picture. It's a story. I remember when I was in 7, I found a rattlesnake under a wood pile in Maine. And
when did you talk about it?
I think last week.
Okay, all right. I'm going to FaceTime Coley real quick.
Also, I said that Mongolians were one of the first people to use horses in war. And I know they're they perfected it. I meant I know there was other societies that used horses in war much earlier than the Mongols, but you gotta say that their hordes were the best marksmen, archers on horseback, and they definitely revolutionized horse warfare. I think stirrups. They were the first ones with stirrups. so that they could balance themselves in the saddle while shooting arrows. That was another thing I wanted to get corrected on top of the timber rattler comment. A lot of angry people were about that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we addressed that. I'm asking Coley right now, but we'll have an update. So how's that for cliffhanger for Thursday's episode? We will get an update from Coley on what type of rattlesnake Billy may have found when he was a kid underneath a woodpile in Maine.
Can't wait.
All right. Love you guys.